Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Wanted to cut a quick video, give you a couple of updates, talk about how I am making $1,000 a day farming, and then talk a little bit about a platform that is trying to mount a comeback. And no, it's not the platform I talked about yesterday. This is another platform that is trying to stage a comeback, and we'll see what happens with it. I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. I've made a deposit into the platform and haven't, broken even yet. So I'm very interested in seeing what's going to happen here. So let's talk about all these things. Before I go into it, of course, do want to remind you guys that these platforms, anything you do in crypto is highly, highly risky. So only put in what you can afford to lose. And please do your own research, do your own due diligence. I'm certainly not giving you any type of financial advice. You got to make sure you check everything out and formulate your own opinion. And like I said, if you do have the stomach for high risk things like this, risk capital is the only thing you should be putting into it. Also, feel free to follow me on Telegram. I will leave a link for Telegram down below. If you want to subscribe to our newsletter, I'll leave a link for that as well. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon. That way, whenever I post up a brand new video, you will get a notification. So that out of the way, let's jump right into it, guys. As you can see, big news of the day, Bitcoin. Wow, Bitcoin up over 18K. Will we see 2017 numbers where we hit just under 20K? I don't know, man. It's looking really, really close. I, for one, am super excited, super stoked. I mean, we're holding, I'm not going to lie, I'm holding a shit ton of Bitcoin. So this is very, very fun to watch. So we'll keep an eye on this. Ethereum's also up. What else is up? XRP's a little bit down. Tron is down, I think. Yeah, Tron is down a little bit, but it's up 2% for the week, but it's down 1.65% over the last 24 hours. So we'll keep an eye on that. But at the end of the day, if you're in some of these platforms and you're making 1% a day or whatever the case may be, you're going to make gains regardless. So that's a cool segue to talk a little bit about TronChain. And again, before I talk about farming and farming UME, because I'm making $1,000 a day farming UME, TronChain is where it's at, guys. $18.2 million in the contract fund. If you're going to farm, even UME, right, or anything, if you're going to get into any pre-sale, if you're going to get involved with an ICO, if you're going to jump into a staking platform or a new launch or anything, it's good to have platforms that are proven, time-tested, doing what they're supposed to be doing, no drama in the background. So while you're doing, some of these higher risk things, everything is risky, right? If you're going to jump into some of these higher risk things, which is okay, have something that's just spitting out passive income day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, right? So TronChain has been doing that. If you watched my video yesterday, we're just around $2,700 a day now with TronChain. I just hit 310% with one of my other accounts, and my other account is just about to hit another 310%. So we're moving through these cycles pretty fast. So I'm going to put in a bigger deposit, which will definitely bump us up to probably around $3,000 a day with TronChain. So again, definitely have something like this working for you. Now, that being said, let's jump right into it, guys. As you can see here, UME. Let me move this up a little bit. Okay. So if you watched my video yesterday, you know that these two pools ended. I had someone in the comments say, well, why did they end the pool? And it's a legitimate question. I'm not saying it's a bad question. It's a legitimate question. These pools, just like any other pool in any other farming project, they usually run for a certain period of time. And after a certain period of time, they end the pool and they usually start a brand new pool. Now it could be a different pair, or it could be the same pair. So that's what happened here with these two pools that they opened up. It ran for about a week. And this one here, you can see they opened up a new pool. So you just have to unstake your coins or unstake your LP tokens and then restake them in the new pool, right? So they did that. They did that with the USDT TRX LP pool, and they did that with the UME TRX LP pool, right? They also have these two pools right here. They have the Sun TRX LP pool, which I'm in, and then they have the KLV TRX LP pool. Now, I had someone also say, I unstaked my tokens. I didn't get my USDT. I guess they were in the USDT TRX pool, right? If you unstake your tokens, if you unstake your LP tokens, right? And you want your USDT or TRX to go back to your TronLink wallet, you have to do two things. Number one, you have to unstake, and then you have to go back to USwap and remove your liquidity that you provide. Remember, you added liquidity to get those LP tokens. Now you need to remove your liquidity. Once you remove your liquidity, you obviously lose your LP tokens, but then the USDT and the TRX or whatever, token pair goes back to your wallet. All right. So let's just take a quick look at this. What I typically do with this, because I'm compounding, right? I want to continue to build up my stack of UME, because at the end of the day, the bigger your UME stack, you can use your UME to farm EFT, which that's the token, right? That's really the token, the Eclipse City Finance token. That's really the token that you want, because it's a low supply, and those tokens are going to be very, very, the price per token is going to be very, very high. At least I'm speculating here. Okay, obviously I can't guarantee that, but that's what it looks like, right? So I'm trying to stack as much UME as I can. So what I'm doing is I'm compounding. So every morning and every night, right, twice a day, right, in the morning and in the night, I come in and I take my UME tokens, I claim them, and then what I do is I stake them in the UME TRX LP pool, right? So as you can see here, I have 1.88, right? What is that? Let me just do this. It's over. So 1.886. I'm not going to even go through all those numbers, right? Plus 4.408 plus, what was the other one? 1.017, right? That's how much I have UME. It's 1.017, right? That's 7.3. So typically I'll have just around that number. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. Just around 7.3 is what I'll have in the morning, and then in the evening when I come back to it. So I'm pretty much getting about 14 tokens, or excuse me, 14, 15 UME per day, right? So if you go to USwap, right, 7.3, UME is 24,796. Is that right? Let me just see here. That's right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So 7.3, just double checking everything. Is 24, just under 25,000. So if I go to 24,796, 24,796, I convert that, that's about $632, right? So anywhere between 500 to 600, sometimes a little bit more, depending, because the APY does change, it goes up, it goes down, but anywhere around, every time I do this, once in the evening, once in the night, once in the morning, once in the evening, I'll have anywhere from $500 to $600, right, worth of UME. And what I do is I just compound that and throw that back in. So that's what I'm going to do here in a second here. But I'll just put it into this pool right here. This is the only pool currently that takes UME. And then I just continue to farm, right? And then obviously it gets a little bit more, because the more I compound, the more it goes. So as you can see, I'm used to seeing $500 every time I do this. Now it's up to 600, because the reason why is I'm compounding and just growing the amount that I have in this particular pool. Now, these pools will end at a certain time, like usually probably about a week. They'll end and then they'll open up another pool, right? As a matter of fact, they have 2 pools opening up. They should be opening up today, if I'm not mistaken, that also take UME. So I forgot what they were, so I'll double check that. But yeah, they'll continue to open these different pools, and you can jump into these farms. Now, again, this is risky, because again, you're kind of betting that the price of UME stays the same or goes up, right? And the price of UME is not stable. It can go down. As a matter of fact, it has gone down, right? Started at $1, it went all the way up to 150. It dropped down to 80. Now it's coming back up a little bit, right? It fluctuates, right? And plus the APY changes as well. You can see here, just the start of this video, this APY was at like 80. Now it's at 101. Sometimes it'll drop all the way down to 60, right? So there is risk involved in this, right? And it's not really a fixed amount. That's why I said, look, if you're going to get into anything and you want something steady, stable, and consistent, TronChain is where you want to be. Also, platforms like Cubatech, Bytex, they give you kind of a predictable amount that you're going to make. And then you can take some of those earnings and then jump into farming if you want, right? So that's what we're doing here, okay? We're going to continue to stake and build up our stack of UME because we want to be ready when they launch Genesis mining. Now, the other thing that they're coming out with, when I say that, I'm talking about Eclipse City, is they are coming out with a crypto debit card. Now, that crypto debit card is going to be available worldwide, from my understanding. Until they launch that, now, of course, when they do launch that, I'm going to get involved because, again, anything that they put out, I'm going to support because I do believe in the ecosystem, and they've delivered every single time. They've under-promised, over-delivered every single time. So I'm going to get involved with their crypto debit card when it launches. Until then, people have asked me, what am I using? Are you using a crypto debit card? And I've talked about this for months. I haven't talked about it lately, but this is the crypto debit card that I'm using right now. That unfortunately, it's not available outside of the US, but it is available in every state in the US. And this particular card you can use, it's accepted anywhere Visa is accepted. And you can get up to 6.38% crypto back rewards if you're staking, if you make a deposit and stake on their card, right? Totally optional. You don't have to do that. But this card I use every single day. It works perfectly and seamlessly. No issues whatsoever. You simply load crypto into it and then you use it just like a debit card. I've booked flights, I've booked hotels, used it at 7-Eleven, used it at CVS. I've gotten gas with it. I've bought tires with it for my car. I mean, everywhere that takes Visa, this card is accepted, guys. So again, if you watch any of my old videos, I've gone through my transactions just to show you that it does work. I'm not going to do that here, but yes, I do use this card pretty much every day. And again, very, very simple to use. So until Eclipse City launches their crypto debit card, which I'm definitely going to use, this is the one that I'm using, and it's pretty seamless. Other cool thing about it is you can actually buy Bitcoin right from the back office if you want. And yeah, if you're going to use crypto anyway, why not get crypto back, right? Almost like a cash back. Obviously, it's not cash, it's crypto. But for using the card, you're going to earn crypto up to 6.38% of your usage. So simple enough, right? All right, let's do a follow-up from yesterday's update. Now, this is not the platform that's trying to make a comeback that I'm going to talk about in this video, but this one here I did talk about yesterday. I did want to do a quick follow-up. As you can see, it was up 16% when I did the video yesterday. It's now up another 8%. The last 24 hours, it's at $104 right now. If you remember, Bitcoin Vault was at just under 500. It did drop all the way down to, I believe, 60, 65. It dipped all the way down to 55, I think, and then it kind of stabilized around $65 and found the floor there. And then now it's starting to come back up, right? And it's just like what they told us what would happen. They said it would find the floor around $60, and then it would come back up. They would do mass advertising. They would release their technology, which that's what they're doing. Yesterday, they released their tech. If you go over to Bitcoin Vault's YouTube channel, this is the video right here. They have the same video in different languages, but this is the video right here. They released this video yesterday. It's a 10-minute video of Eyal, who is the CEO and owner of MindBest. I'm not going to go through this video here. You can watch it. I'll leave a link to this video underneath. But he talks about the technology, the anti-theft technology. They just released it. And then they actually give an example and show how it actually works, which is pretty awesome. There's also another cool video that I'll link. I'll put a link to this. This is Dwayne Noble right here. He's not really an MLM guy or a network marketer or an affiliate marketer so much. He's more of a professional trader. He trades like stocks and bonds and crypto. And he does a 24-minute video here. You don't got to watch the whole thing, but I'll put a link below where he does a technical analysis of BTCV and why he thinks BTCV can go all the way up to $1,480, even up to almost $2,000 by the middle of 2021. Will it do that? I don't know. we'll have to find out. We'll have to see. I have a pretty big stack of BTCV that I haven't sold. So if it does, I'm gonna be a very, very happy person, because it never hit, even at the highs at just under 500, it didn't hit these numbers. So I'm holding a bunch of these coins. I do believe in the tech. You know, it's the first crypto that I've seen that has anti-theft technology. And again, they have an exit scam. They had a hack where the price, you know, dropped, but all this time, you know, people have been building the network. They haven't scammed out. They're, you know, doing events, they're doing webinars. Nothing has really changed except for the price of BTCV going dropping down. So again, people say, well, did they exit scam? No, they've been building this whole time. As a matter of fact, people that have been building the network have been making tons and tons of gains, because they've been getting BTCV at the low price. Now that it's starting to go up, they're starting to, you know, triple and quadruple the amount that they were making, because remember, they're, you know, if they cycle off the binary, they're still making $200 a cycle, right? Before they were getting less BTCV, now they're getting way more BTCV because it's the same 200 USD. Now they've been stacking all these coins for cheap. Now it's starting to come back up. It's going to be interesting to see where this ends up. Anyway, if you want to check these videos out, I'll leave a link. But it'll be very interesting to see what happens here. We've been mining it this whole time, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, if you want to check this out, I'll leave a link for Mining City below. Again, do your own research, obviously. And last but not least, guys, let's talk a little bit about this platform that is trying to stage a comeback. And we'll see what happens here. This is the new website for GXY. Okay, it's not the old link. As you can see here, it's now GXY. It used to be GXY Stake or something like that. I don't even remember. But it was, now it's gxycommunity.herokuapp.com. Pretty long, right? I'll leave a link for this underneath if you want to check this out. As you can see here, there's not really a ton going on in the auction, but what they did is they rebuilt the site, they built a new UI, and the community is trying to, I guess, rise up from the ashes, because they broke away from the original developer, right? If you remember, the original developer kind of abandoned the project. I mean, it was a working project, but this is what happens when you have shit developers, right? That just, they just want to make a quick buck and they want to abandon and leave. The cool thing about these contracts is, you know, anyone that can build a UI on top of it, they can actually take it over, not take it over, but they can, the community can take it over, is what I'm trying to say, right? So if you go over to their Telegram, here's their latest announcement, right? And if you remember, I was talking a little bit about GXY. Obviously, this is a clone of T2, not, was it a clone? Yeah, clone of T2X. First there was DSP, then GXY, then a bunch of other ones came out, right? This here, new announcement. Great news, everyone. Nomadic has finished working on our new website. The new UI has accurate and complete information now, as you will notice, because the auction is so low. The divs are also low, so we need to start rebuilding. So obviously, if there's nothing going into the auction, there's no divs. So what they're trying to do with their community is they're trying to rebuild, right? Couple of hints, GXY is the cheapest you will ever see it right now. It will not stay this low. If you find new investors to use your referral link, you will stack tons of GXY for the future. Here's the new link. They also have a new Twitter. And here's a little bit about, you know, current developments and what they're trying to accomplish here. So this year, regarding our future and looking forward, we are looking at ways to totally remove the original dev from receiving any further profits from us. Because obviously, if you remember, and if you know these staking platforms, there's a certain percentage of the auction that goes straight to the dev, right? It's like that with every staking platform. So they're trying to remove the dev. I don't know how they're going to do that. They say we are discussing and pursuing ways that we can add value to our GXY tokens through use cases and partnerships. We're still waiting for the whitelisting on Seeded so we can trade GXY here, and it's way past due. Let me see here. None of these are quick fixes, but we are here and we plan on doing everything we can to continue our journey back towards early auction levels. As a community, we are already proving that this platform has possibilities and opportunities ahead. We are proving fussers wrong every step forward we make, and we will continue to do so. Thanks for your patience, support, and positivity. This project can only be as good as we make it, and the only way to go is up. Okay? Let me see here. We are also looking at possibilities for the future that may include migrating to a new platform. Because again, they're probably going to have to do that if they want to remove the original dev completely. So please keep your stakes to around 30 days or a number you are comfortable assuming the risk. In other words, if they have to move, you might have to unstake. So they want you to have shorter stakes just in case, right? If you have a longer stake, not going to work. Or you're going to have to unstake and get a pretty hefty penalty. But it'll be interesting to see if they can stage a comeback. I'm watching this. I'm not going to say I'm not watching this. I'm definitely going to be watching this because I have a shit ton of these coins. I'm not going to lie. Okay, I got a lot of these coins. We put in a pretty big amount early on, and we're invested, right? That being said, am I going to be jumping into the auction lobby and putting in a shit ton of TRX? No, not going to be doing that, right? That's not going to happen. I don't suggest you do that either. For me, I'm going to be watching it. Will I dip my toe in a little bit? Maybe, right? Will I maybe throw in a little bit here, throw in a little bit there, just to kind of see what happens? Probably, right? But I'm not going to go heavy, because again, it's just too much. It's just too much uncertain. What's the word I'm looking for? Not uncertainty, but there's too many what ifs, right? And I'm not just blindly going to throw funds into something that may or may not take off, right? Especially past history. Now, of course, I'm not writing it off because a community, as long as there's a community, things can happen, right? And it certainly looks like the community is sticking together and the community wants this thing to work. Now, what kind of marketing will they have and what kind of, because they're going to need marketing to bring in new funds into the auction lobby. That is, still to be seen. So we'll be keeping an eye on this. Again, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. I'm not telling you to jump in. But, for you, those of you that are already invested in this early on, such as myself, they haven't died out. They haven't gone anywhere and they're trying to rebuild. So that being said, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Lots of old platforms trying to make a comeback. Lots of current platforms that are just kicking butt right now. And there are some new platforms that I'm testing out, throwing some funds in, seeing how they work. And I may have a video with a new platform soon if it all works out. But in any case, I'll keep you posted. Of course, join our Telegram. That's where we're going to be posting everything first. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon, join our newsletter. And as always, guys, do your own research and only put in risk capital. That's it, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.